Good day, eh? We are going to move on the breath today, trying to activate our parasympathetic system. We're in that time of stress again. I mean, I don't know that I don't believe we've ever been out of it, but it's more apparent to most of us right now with the Delta variant coming in, schools starting back up, my kids still aren't vaccinated, right? What do I do with my business? All of those things are coming around again in a pretty big way for a lot of folks. So let's just try to see if we can't ease back into our bodies and activate that parasympathetic, aka rest and digest part of our nervous system. Have a strap where you're going to be able to grab it from lying on your back, and you may or may not want knee pads or blocks. You can have them on standby. As usual, I'll also give options to do without props for my friends who don't have any. Come on down onto your back, nice and gentle, she says as she plops. And as you lie down on your back, we're going to go into constructive rest pose. So rather than having the legs all the way out, walk your feet a little bit away from the buttocks bones, forward towards the foot edge of the mat. Walk them out wider than the hips, no wider than the edge of your mat, somewhere in that realm. Lean the knees towards each other. They do not have to touch. You're looking for your hips to soften. Yeah? And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to wrap our arms around us, bringing the right arm closer to your face. Oh, probably a poor choice in shirt here. Go ahead and wrap your arms around and just let your arms soften down onto your chest. So without like actively grabbing with the fingers or walking the arms further apart, etc., go ahead and just soften. Close the eyes. Inhale, filling up from the base of the belly to the top of the chest. Pause. And exhale. Think of softening the muscles of the face. Inhale, filling up from bottom to top. Pause. And with this exhale, let your shoulders, your neck, and your throat soften. One more in this crossing. Inhale, filling up. Pause. And with this exhale, let the softness be through the shoulders, through the arms, hands, and fingers. Now go ahead and tee those arms all the way out to the side. You could bring them lower if your arms are sensitive today. And pause there and take a soft belly breath. Let's meet up again. Inhale from the base of the belly to the top of the chest. Pause. And exhale. Hugging yourself, left arm closer to the face than the right. And again, don't worry about going for the deepest grab or anything. Just let it be a softening onto the chest, knowing that you are getting a very light stretching of the fascia without you having to do much of anything. Inhale. With this exhale, let's soften neck, shoulders, and let that come down through the torso. Right? Through the ribs, through the spine. Inhale. This exhale, isolated in the belly and the low back. And that low back where it has a junction with the top of the sacrum, we'll say. Inhale. Slight pause. And exhale, this time let the hips soften. And one more time, inhale. I'm very relaxed. Let this exhale go from the hips through the legs to the feet and the toes. Tee the arms out, and then they're going to stay there for now. Let the knees separate. You can keep the feet where they are, and let's bring that into windshield wiper. So exhale the knees over to the right, and just join me with the breath when you're ready to do so. Inhale, knees up. Exhale, knees to the left. Inhale, back up one more time without the head. We'll let the head move in a little bit, don't worry. Let the knees go to the right and really just pay attention to that low body for a second. Inhale, up. Exhale the knees over to the left. Now adding the head in if that feels all right. Inhale, everything's neutral, right? As the knees go to the right, maybe turning the head to the left. Inhale, up. And as the knees go to the left, turn the head to the right. If you're moving really zippily and fast, inhale, or you're kind of complaining in your head about how slow I'm going,
Exhale, knees to the right, head to the left. Know that it's intentional. I'm trying to move us this slow. I'm trying to move the breath this slow. Inhale, back up. Exhale to the left, turning the head to the right. Inhale, back up. Now pause right there. Walk the feet into hip distance. Right ankle, left knee. Flex the right foot. You can leave the legs here, of course, or you can put the left foot on a block or hug the legs in. So think thread the needle. And then when you get there, do keep the right foot flexed. That is for the protection of the right knee. But maybe you sway your hips just a little bit from right to left. Yeah? I shouldn't say hips, I apologize. Your legs. Hopefully you'll feel some of the effects of that in the hips and the low back. So again, if that feels all right to you, go ahead and just let the knees rock a little bit from side to side. Now we're not moving on the breath, so please I encourage you to work with that soft belly breath and slow breathing. And you might start to slow that rocking motion down and explore the edges. And what I mean by that is you start to rock over the left and before you completely fall over, right? Just notice where you're getting in the body. And the same thing when the knees kind of swish over to the right, go to that edge before you're, going to fall over there, and just kind of play with what you feel there. And then come back to the center. One more thing here we've been playing with in class lately is move the pelvis in and out of cat-cow. So on an inhale, let the frontal hip points lift. I go into an arch, aka cow. Exhale, pull the belly down, flatten the spine into cat. Maybe the knees come a little closer. And then hold the knees in even as you try to go into the pelvis. My knees go away, but I'm trying to hold them in, right? And then I hug myself into just a little ball on the exhale. We'll do that one more time. Letting the knees move a little away, only as much as they need to move into cow. And hug those knees in, soft shoulders, soft jaw, soft neck. Pause there, take a breath. Try to neutralize your legs and your pelvis now. Right, not rocking forward, back, right or left. And then leave the legs as they are. Put the left foot down on the ground, but put it towards the left edge of the mat. Tee the arms out. Let the legs move back over to the right, so we're back towards a windshield wiper variation. Maybe turning the head to the left. And let that right leg really gently, not just push the left knee straight down, but think of it lengthening the left knee forward to the right corner of the mat. So we're trying to lengthen out of that left side waist area. Breathe into that. Inhale, fill up. Pause. And exhale. One more just like that. Inhale, fill up, and then pause as long as you comfortably can. Find your own rhythm there, and you'll exhale when you're ready. And when I do call these out, if it ever feels like you need to exhale before I say exhale, just exhale. It's not a big deal. Bring the right foot down. Bring the knees back up. Exhale the knees over to the left. Inhale up. Knees over to the right. Inhale up. Walk the feet in towards hip distance. This time left ankle on right knee. Either leaving the feet on the ground, putting the right foot on a block, or bringing those legs in and interlacing behind the right thigh. And again, our first move is going to be to flex the left foot so that left knee stays protected. And then maybe you start to let the knees, the legs, kind of wash back and forth like seaweed to the right and the left. Come back to that soft belly breath. If you want to work with those pauses, the retention of the inhale, feel free to just pause once you inhale until you feel ready to exhale. And again, you might move a little slower as you go and then kind of play with those edges, like how far can you go until you almost fall over A and B, where you feel like, ooh, that extra little piece of stretch somewhere, probably in the hips or the buttocks. And then when you come back to center next time, inhale, frontal hip points lift, move into cow, arch your spine. And then exhale, pull the belly down, flatten the low back. When I do that, I can hug my knees a little closer, yeah? That's not the end all be all, by the way. Inhale, I move my hips, my pelvis. Which one do you feel more of a stretch in your left buttocks, yeah? And just they're different things, that's all. Hugging in, maybe moving into a little more of a fetal ball. Inhale, arching the low back. And exhale, rounding the low back. put that right foot down on the ground, but walk it over towards the right edge of the mat. Tee the arms out. Let the legs swoosh over to the left. You might turn the head to the right. I'm not going to, so you can hear my voice a little better, right? And then from there, again, instead of just kind of like thinking of the right knee just going to the ground, actually you're going to get probably better effects in the right side body if you reach that right knee forward and to the left. So let that left leg kind of guide that in that direction. And, you know, breathe. Inhale from the belly to the collarbone. Pause. And exhale from the collarbone to the belly, or I could say pubic bone if you want to get deep with it, right? Think all the way down there. Inhale, think of the wave coming from the pubic bone, washing up to the collarbone. Pause. You're going to take this pause as long as feels comfortable in your body. You'll exhale when you're ready. And you'll bring that left foot down and the knees back up. Have the feet with a little width, lean the knees in. Bring the arms down a little bit, pause, and just take a breath and notice the body thus far. And so we often focus on the physical body. Wonderful. Please notice the sensations. It's a place that we can give the mind a present place to focus, right? So that's awesome. But also notice if maybe you feel like you're starting to calm down a little bit, or maybe smooth out, or whatever word you want to put on that. Releasing, relaxing, letting go. Different words work for different people. And if the answer is no, that's okay. Walk the feet in. Bring the right leg in towards the body. Grab your strap. Put the strap around the foot. Ball mounds if you got it. If not, it's not. It's okay. Right? And push that heel up. Inhale. And then your exhale, go ahead and bend the right knee. You can kind of pull your elbows out to the side. Keep it out of the inner shoulders. And then exhale, push that heel up. I think I said the breath wrong. Exhale, bend the knee. Sorry, I'm trying to inhale as we push up. And inhale, push the heel up. Exhale, bend that right knee. A little or a lot, doesn't really matter. Inhale, push the heel up. Pause there. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put both straps into the left hand and tee the right arm out. Now for this one, we're not just going to do IT band, we're going to add on, right? So let the right leg move to the left a little bit for just a second, just waking up that outer right thigh, hip area. And then you're going to actually roll over onto the left side body. So I leave my left knee bent and I just kind of roll on over, but I try to keep my right shoulder towards the earth. I might turn my head to the right. Again, I'm not going to, simply for vocal quality. And then from there, keep that right shoulder down. Move that right hip forward towards the right front corner of your mat like we just did moments ago with the knee. And then push your heel on its diagonal, right, kind of to that back left side. And take a breath into that stretch, wherever it is you're feeling that. If it feels too intense, back off. Today is not about intensity, right? It's about being compassionate, kind, and gentle to yourself. Inhale, come on up. You can bend that right knee a little bit if that feels too intense. Go ahead and place that foot back down on the ground. Bring the left knee in. Strap the foot, maybe ball mounds, but if there's another place better today, it's okay. And then push that heel up, and let's just get situated in what we're going to call neutral here. Inhale, and then with the exhale, bend that left knee. I can use a little pull on the straps to help bend it. I don't have to. Inhale, pushing up. Exhale. Inhale. My friends who know Ujjayi, please, please. This is our last bend. And then we're going to push up and breathe. Feel the back of that leg stretching. And then put both straps into your right hand. Left arm just can tee out. That's where it's going to go in a hot second. Let that right leg move, left leg move over to the right just a little bit, just to start to wake up that outer fascial band, right? Your IT band. And then if it's right for you, go ahead and roll onto your right side body. Keep the right knee bent, but just let that right knee come down. I like my right elbow on the floor for support. Wrap the left shoulder back down towards the earth, maybe look left. So again, here's opposition that we're working with. There are 3 points. The left shoulder softening down. The left hip is moving forward into the right, away from that left shoulder on a diagonal. And then that hip stays put. And now I want that diagonal line through the heel, right? So that left hip moves forward and down, but then push the left heel kind of up a little and to the right. And take another breath from there. Feel free to bend the left knee to come up, but bring yourself back up. Release the strap, put the foot on the ground, and just pause for a moment. Maybe feet a little wide, knees leaning in. Take a full breath. Inhale, wave washes up. Pause. Pardon me. Exhale. Pardon me. One more time. Inhale. Pause. You're going to exhale when you're ready to exhale. You don't win a trophy for holding your breath the longest or anything. It's not a competition. It's intuition. Very different. Rolling over to either side, pushing the floor away. Come on up to hands and knees. This is where you may want that blanket for knee padding. Come into child's pose first. Knees wide version, if that's okay with your body. Right, and then just let your arms lengthen forward. Push the palms down so it's active. So as I push my palms down, my forearms lift up. I'm strengthening my upper arms and my shoulders. I'm stretching them. I'm also hopefully maybe lengthening my spinal column. So I hope my microphone is still picking me up here. I'm going to move it just a little bit. It might be on the blanket. I'm sorry if there's rustling. Or it might be that my voice is now suddenly really loud. Take another breath from there. Let those hips soften. Now keep your hands where they are, and you're going to inhale up to hands and knees. Bring the knees in a little bit, widen the feet a little bit so we're hips distance. Inhale, reach the chest forward. So we've played with this quite a bit, yeah? Exhale back to child's pose. It's this sequence. That's it. Inhale into cow. And if you want to go a different rhythm than me, excellent. However, the one request I have, particularly today, is please try not to move fast, right? It's not about the movement today. It is actually more about the breath, right? We're practicing a longer, slower, calmer breath with the intention of activating our parasympathetic nervous system. Now we're adding in, you'll inhale in a cow, and the next time you exhale, you'll go to downward dog. So I'll talk this one out a couple times for us. The knees come down. We inhale forward into cow. And we exhale back, child's pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, cow. Feel free to close the eyes. Exhale, child's pose. So now as we add on, try to move a little slower if you can. I'm not going to call it out. Follow your breath. If you forget the sequence, I'm demonstrating, but trust yourself a little bit with that. Do about one more of those. We have one more sequence in this vein. Next time you're in child's pose, stay in child's pose. Let the forearms come down. You can even bring the hands back and build a pillow for the head or whatever version feels nice and soft and good to you today. I'm going to keep my head a little higher for voice. And even though our knees are a little closer together, notice if this child's pose, if the body feels different than when we were just in child's pose moments ago. Reach those arms out in front of you, straighten the arms. And let's add one more little piece to this sequence. Inhale, reaching the chest forward into cow. Exhaling up, downward facing dog. Inhale, back down with the knees into cow. Exhale, back child's pose. So now we add on the new piece. Stay on the knees, reach the arms back to you, out and up, and come up into what I kind of think of as a crescent shape of a moon. Exhale, we come back down into child's pose. Inhale into cow. Exhale back into downward dog. Knees down, inhale into cow. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale up into your crescent. It's a kneeling posture. Exhale, child's pose. We got one more of those. Go ahead and take your own timing. I'm right here if you need me. But again, I encourage you, if you're someone who's constantly watching me and what I'm doing, please try not to. Listen to your own body. And if you do the wrong pose, is it really that big of a deal? And by the way, wrong was in big old fat air quotes. And just as a reminder, after you go to child's pose, the next one is that kneeling crescent. That's the newer of the poses for us today. And then the next time you exhale down in child's pose, after that crescent, stay in child's pose for just a few breaths. Arm position, whatever you want it to be, they can soften here. Soften the jaw and the tongue, the neck, the shoulders. And then you're going to push the ground away and come on up and find a comfortable upright position. I'm simply going to put a block between my ankles to sit on in a kneeling position, but of course if that's not okay, come into cross-legged or sit on a chair. Close the eyes. And again, I love the fact that we can tune into the body and scan it. It gets us so intimate with our body. We can read its messages better, all these things. It gives us a place that's the present for our mind. But today, check into another part that we're not as accustomed to, and that is noticing whether or not you feel like you are high energy, right? And moving fast and rapid, and you got to get things done, those kinds of things. Or if your energy is a little bit on the slower, calmer, smoother, soft side. And there are, certain words work for certain people. Whatever comes up for you is valid. So this might be a sequence that you use if you've had a stressful day or something big has happened, or it might just, if you feel like this is, you're noticing right now, like, oh my gosh, I feel much calmer, like, start doing it as a gift to yourself on a regular basis. Again, our nervous systems are active 24 hours a day, whether we're aware of it. They have two different systems. They're both good systems, but we have tended to be in the fight, flight, or freeze, aka sympathetic nervous system, an awful lot. I think it's an epidemic in this country, but I'm going to say with the pandemic, it's been crazy, right? So maybe giving yourself the gift of turning that part of the system off a little bit and turning on the place where we digest our food, our experiences, our thoughts, where we build tissue, where we clean toxins and blood. Right? It's the healing, restorative, rejuvenating part of our system. Bring the hands together in front of the heart. Inhale. Exhale, bow the head in. Just a moment of loving kindness.
Let's send out to everyone around us and hope that our practice here today is, moving out into the world to benefit all beings everywhere. And maybe you repeat silently, may all beings everywhere be well. May all beings everywhere be peaceful and at ease. May all beings everywhere be happy. And may all beings everywhere be free. Namaste, friends. Be well.